Hello and welcome back to the League One Lowdown. My name is Sam and I'm all on my own again for another transfer update. Unfortunately, Callum is unavailable today, so unfortunately for you listeners, you've got me for the week 4 roundup. It's been I wouldn't say a quiet week, but I wouldn't say it's a really busy week. Obviously, some clubs are now back in pre-season training. Contracts expire in the next 4 days. On the 30th of June is the final day for players before they're fully out of contract, so to speak. So I fully expect a lot of movement this weekend in terms of contract renewals, so people who are out of contract will know if they're going to be released, so it can be added to the document. So as always, starting from A to Z, AFC Wimbledon, the ones with the stars next to them represent new transfers. Ones without a star we've already spoken about on previous transfer updates. So 3 ins at AFC Wimbledon. This is hopefully all of correct as of 20:06 on the 26th of June. I've spent about an hour and a half scouring social media to make sure everything's up to date. So hopefully it is. So 3 ins at Wimbledon. Alistair Smith from Lincoln, who was there on loan last season. Steve Seddon, who was there, I think, 5 years ago. He's joined on a free transfer from Motherwell. And Joe McDonald, another player who was at Wimbledon previously, has joined on a free transfer from Eastleigh. I suspect he will be a backup goalkeeper. And I do suspect a new number 1 will be joining after Owen Goodman's loan expired. And he potentially will be joining another League One club. Moving on to Barnsley. The 1 in at Barnsley this week is Murphy Cooper, joining on loan from QPR. He was at Stevenage last season, had a very good first half of the season. They dropped off a little bit in the second half of the season. But a very good shot stopper and a very good addition to Barnsley. And the only new out, 2 new outs, but we kind of knew one of them had left. Conor McCarthy had been released. He went to join Northampton. And Stephen Humphries is one that had a new contract be offered to him. He's rejected that and gone to join Bradford, who we'll get on to in a moment. Blackpool, a relatively quiet week. Matthew Pennington left the club to also join Bradford this week, considering they bought 2 new centre-halves in Heckway and Horsfall. That was to be expected that a centre-half would depart the club, and Matthew Pennington is the man that has departed. Niall Ennis, who was on loan, had a very fruitful spell from January to the end of the season with Blackpool. I think he got about 10 goals in that time. There's a lot of League One clubs after him, but he's chosen to go back to the north and has joined for an undisclosed free from Stoke City. That's an excellent signing for Blackpool. So 3 excellent signings so far and a really good start to the summer for Steve Bruce's side. Moving on to Bolton, absolutely no extra news this week, other than their 4 additions they've already made. And the outs, no one else has actually found a club or been sold. Bradford, a very busy week for Bradford. Sam Stubbs found a new club in Shrewsbury Town. He was released. Jamie Walker also left the club. He's gone to League 2 side Grimsby. And then 3 new ins at Bradford. Obviously, we've already talked about Stephen Humphries, and a real powerful, quick striker. He's not your typical big man. He can win headers, but he's also really good with his feet and has got a burst of pace about him. So an excellent signing, I think, for Bradford, especially with League One experience as well. Matthew Pennington, lots of League One experience, joins from Blackpool. And Ibu Toure has joined from Stockport County, a man who won 2, I think, Player of the Season awards at Stockport County as a left back. So they've now got Toure and Nerfield as 2, if they want to play with the 5, 2 new wing backs in their side, along with Pennington and Humphries. It's been an excellent start to the summer for Graham Alexander's men, and they're getting their business done early as well, so the players have time to bed in. So they may well be a dark horse to watch out for next season, but obviously we'll get to that when our season preview comes out at the end of July, which can be a bit weird because obviously there's still a month of the transfer window to go, but that's obviously when we have to do it. So I think the Bradford could well be a dark horse this season. Moving on to Burton Albion. Lots of outs this week. Mason Bennett found a new club in Harrogate Town. Jack Stretton also found a new club in National League side Morecambe. John Daddy Bodvarsson didn't sign a new contract and was opted to go back to his homeland of Iceland. Max Crocombe, who they offered a new deal to, has gone to Championship side Millwall. That will probably be to be a backup goalkeeper after Liam Roberts departed to another League One club. Elliot Watt had his contract terminated and he found a club in the SPL in Motherwell. The only in is Jake Beasley, who joined from Blackpool. I thought to add him to the Blackpool, but he has come from Blackpool to Burton. So a pretty quiet start from Burton, which we did expect, especially after last summer's antics. So we do expect it to be a bit more settled this time around. Moving on to Cardiff City, the only new out is Kieran Evans has joined Eastleigh. They obviously appointed Brian Barry Murphy last week, so and you can see where we rate him in the League One manager rankings, which is out on the YouTube channel. Moving on to Doncaster Rovers, Only a couple of new ins, Sean Grehan and Damola Ajayi, one joining on loan from Spurs and the other. It is believed to be an undisclosed fee from Crystal Palace. I couldn't find anywhere on transfer market to say whether it was undisclosed or a loan. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it told me if it was a loan. So I've put that down as an undisclosed fee from Crystal Palace, 2 younger players to add to the experience they've already brought in Matty Pearce and Brandon Hanlon. But another side that's done excellent recruitment so far this summer, especially early in the window. I think that's the thing with promoted sides. If they get it done later, it's obviously, if they have a slow start for newly promoted sides, it kind of kills their momentum. Where if they do it early, they can bed them into a squad that's got momentum. And look at Mansfield, for example, last year. They started like a house on fire, fell away, and just about stayed up with the experience in their squad. So another club that has done excellent recruitment this summer is Doncaster Rovers so far. Exeter City, Jay Bird, literally as of 20 minutes ago, left to go to Stockport City for an undisclosed fee. And then 2 ins. They've had 2 literally today. Ethan Brearley joined on loan from Brentford. He spent last season on loan at Bromley, an exciting young midfielder. They've got a really good relationship with Brentford. Exeter, it seems they had Tristan Kramer, and they've had 2 or 3 others as well, also on loan. I think Ryan Trevitt was another one on loan from Brentford. And they signed Jed Wareham on a free transfer from Reading. He won Rookie of the Year at Reading last season. It's time for him to kind of cement a place in a starting 11 at his age. I think he's 22 now, so he'll be looking to build like first team action. And I think Exeter City, they have a really good reputation of building younger players, so it's a really good place for him to go and hopefully for his sake score some goals. Huddersfield Town, by their standards, they've had a pretty quiet week. Scott High, who was released, just joined Barnet on a free transfer, and the only in the past week that we haven't discussed at Huddersfield is Murray Wallace joined on a free transfer from Millwall. The 31-year-old has returned to the John Sis Stadium with Huddersfield Town. So 6 new ins, and I think that's a rather tasty set of 6, shall we say, to get started in League One for Lee Grant's side. Obviously, the fixtures were announced today as well. So if you let me know what game you're most looking forward to this season is. Leyton Orient, Don Ball left the club this week after rejecting a new contract to join League Two side Cambridge United. And the only in is Killian Cahill, the under-21 goalkeeper who joined from Brighton. Richie Wellens literally released an interview about 10 minutes ago. They are close to 2 or 3. They are unknown. Potentially one of them is Mark Mahoney on loan from Brighton, who spent last season at Portsmouth, but that's all rumours. But as soon as they're confirmed, they'll be updating the sheet ready for next week. Lincoln City, obviously, Paddy O'Connor joined Reading, as we know. That happened last week. Alistair Smith, obviously, we know, joined AFC Wimbledon. And Sonny Bradley, 33 years old, kind of going away from the Lincoln City model of signing younger players. That's 2 now they've bought from Derby in 6 months, who are both over the age of 32. They've given him a 2-year contract, which is a great cementation, I suppose, for a 33-year-old. I thought that's probably why he's, no offence to Lincoln, but chosen Lincoln. He could have very easily probably gone to a top League One club, but I suspect they'd have probably only offered him a 1-year deal at the age of 33, so he's got that security with Lincoln of 2 years. It's a good signing, to be fair, though. He has won promotion numerous times and adds experience to a young side alongside Tendai Daikwa, James Collins. So they've got promotion winning pedigree now. It's just whether they can add goals. That was the big problem for Lincoln last season. No new business at all at Luton Town this week. It is rumoured that Carlton Morris will be leaving to go to Derby County, though, for an undisclosed fee, but that hasn't been confirmed at the time of recording. Not that I've seen it anyway. Mansfield, the only new signing was Carl McAdam, who's joined on loan from Nottingham Forest. Left-sided player to add to the right-hand-sided player they bought in Carl Nowell, a goalkeeper in Liam Roberts, and some 4 players in Regan Hendry, and the centre-half of Brian Sweeney. Northampton Town, a very busy club so far this summer. That is now the 9. I think it's 9 in. 4 have joined in the past week. As we know, Conor McCarthy, as mentioned earlier, joined on a free transfer from Barnsley. Elliot List joined on a free transfer from Stevenage. Lots of League One experience there. Dean Campbell's joined on a free transfer from Barrow, a creative young midfielder. And Tyrese Fornar, who was on loan at Salford City last year, has made the step up to League One with Northampton this year, joining on a free transfer from Derby County. So a lot more legs in midfield, it looks like, for Northampton next season. It does automatically look like a lot of a younger squad as well, put in with a couple of players that Kevin Nolan knows. So it'll be interesting to see what Northampton do next year, considering it's third season syndrome normally for them in terms of third season, they normally get relegated. Next on the list is Peterborough United. A couple of outs. Tayo Eden joined Stockport County for free, and Jack Sparks joined Bristol Rovers for free, so they're going to be in need of a left-back. Declan Frith joined for an undisclosed fee from FC Thun, a left-sided winger, and Sam Hughes joined for an undisclosed fee from Stockport County. He was on loan there for the last 6 months of last season, so a player that Darren Ferguson will know well. It's a big summer for Peterborough, I find. They've lost Hector Cipriano, captain, Ricky J. Jones, pace in the final third, and I believe was their second top goal scorer last year behind Kwame Poku, who is pretty much going to leave. He's got 3 contract offers on the table, 2 championship clubs with 1 unnamed club, which is believed to be Rangers, so he will probably be departing as well. So a lot of recruitment needed at Peterborough United. Plymouth Argyle, obviously Tom Cleverley's Plymouth Argyle. Mustafa Bundu left to join Hanover after rejecting a new contract. Everyone expected that to be Schalke when it was announced as a 2 Bundesliga side. It wasn't, it was Hanover. Adam Randall joined Bristol Rovers for an undisclosed fee, and Daniel Grimshaw left to join Norwich City. I think that was done before, but we didn't add it on, so it's now added on. So that's 4 big players really leaving Peterborough in Ryan Hardy, Mustafa Bundu, Adam Randall and Daniel Grimshaw, but they have been busy in the market. Jack McKenzie, obviously Jamie Patterson, Caleb Watts and Bradley Ibrahim, who we already mentioned, all with lots of League One experience, especially Jamie Patterson and Caleb Watts. And Javier Ameche has joined from FC Magdeburg in Germany. They missed out on promotion to the Bundesliga last season. So another signing from Germany for Plymouth Argyle and Tom Cleverley's side. Port Vale, just the one in. Jordan Shipley joined from Shrewsbury Town. Lots and lots of League One experience there, as well as some Championship from his time at Coventry City. So another experienced signing, but I suppose alongside Wimbledon, they've not been the most exciting and and active so far in the transfer market compared to Doncaster and the other promoted side, which was Bradford. So they've not been as busy as them, but we'll see what happens with them. Reading, Amadou Mbwenge left the club today to join QPR after he rejected a new contract. Obviously, they've already got Paddy O'Connor in. Jane Wareham obviously left as well. And they've signed Jack Stevens, the goalkeeper, on a free transfer from Cambridge United, which I presume will be back up to Pereira, who's also signed a new contract. At Rotherham, not too much going on at Rotherham, to be honest, at the moment. Ted Cairns joined on a free transfer from West Brom. But other than that, pretty quiet at Rotherham at the moment. At Stevenage, obviously, Elliot List, we've mentioned, has joined on a free transfer to Northampton Town. And then Phoenix Patterson joined for a rumoured £200,000 attacking right winger who can also play right wing back. So to add some more flair to go alongside Kem Campbell as well. So interesting at Stevenage, because obviously Ravel wants to play a bit more of a dynamic style of football. So it'll be interesting to see what other business they do this summer. Stockport County, a couple of outs. Sam Hughes, obviously, as we mentioned. Macaulay Southern Hales joined Bristol Rovers for free transfer after being released. Victoria, we've mentioned, joined Bradford for free. And Will Collar has been released, and there's a couple of contract offers on the table for him. In Joseph Alou will join from Doncaster Rovers. He was touted to go to like a top-end League One club, and he has in Stockport County. Obviously, they finished 3rd last season, and Tayo Eden joined for a free transfer from Peterborough United, replacing the outgoing Ibu Toure. Wigan Athletic, been busy this week. 3 forwards in, which is literally where they lacked last season. So Ryan Lowe getting them done early. Christian Sadie joined from Portsmouth. Dara Castello, a lot of League One clubs are in for him. Has joined for an undisclosed fee from Burnley on a 3-year contract, and Paul Mullen has joined on loan from Wrexham. So a pretty exciting front. If they're going to play all 3 of them together, you could play Castello on the left, you could play Sadie on the right, and Mullen down the middle. That's a really good front 3. It just depends how Ryan Lowe wants to go about it. You could even play Mullen up front, Castello on the left, Sadie in the 10, and then a new right winger. So it's a pretty exciting time, I think, at Wigan. We've got, in my opinion, the best manager in League One. So, a good start to the summer for Wigan. And then finally, Wycombe Wanderers, 4 new ins in the past week. Dan Casey joined on loan from Motherwell. If you look at his picture, he is a big old-fashioned centre-half. Kayloin Boyd Muntz has joined from a free transfer from St Mirren. The Northern Irish international's contract had expired there. A lot of League One clubs were also interested in him, but he has chosen to join Wycombe Wanderers. Armando Quintera has joined on for an undisclosed fee from Crawley. That's one I'm very excited about. A really pacey, direct, skillful winger to add some flair into a final third for Wycombe Wanderers. And the final one, literally announced an hour ago, is Taylor Allen joining on for an undisclosed fee from Walsall, the penalty man for Walsall last year. I think he got 12 goals from centre half. Loves a penalty. So, yes, that is your week 4 quick roundup. We'll be back next week for week 5 and potentially another special episode if we can get all 4 of us together for that. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you're new around here, let us know in the comments what position your club needs still in the summer. Obviously, we've got 4 days until contracts expire. So if you can think of a player, put them in the comments. And hope you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you all in the next transfer up.